Welcome to the Bruce Williams channel. In this video, I'm going to depart a little bit from tradition and just read a short paragraph from Grand Seiko's website as I describe this SBGY009 from the Heritage Collection. It is a new limited edition with a 3-day spring drive visible through an exhibition crystal. Now, quote, "The moon, the mountains, and the serenity of the night sky. The dial has a deep blue color that captures the alluring beauty of the full moon in the night sky above the Shinsu Mountains that can be seen from the studio in Shirojiri, where this and all Grand Seiko spring drive watches are created. The sunray pattern catches the light at every angle and recreates the gentle sparkle that the moon casts over the landscape when it is at its very highest point in the sky. The signature glide motion second hand of spring drive is in a gold color that captures the grandeur of the night sky as it sweeps silently across the wide dial, bringing the wearer closer than ever to the serene and eternal nature of the passage of time. The minute and seconds hands are curved by hand so that they slope gently down toward the minute track at the edge of the dial, enhancing the legibility of the exact time. The watch is presented on a dark blue strap that harmonizes perfectly with the rich tone of the dial." End quote. So I don't know about you guys, but I was taken in by that paragraph. I thought it was beautiful in its description, and I thought it was very accurate. That's one thing that I can say about Grand Seiko is they do a great job of drawing design inspiration from regional areas, from nature, and they do it in a non-gimmicky, non-hokey way that as you understand the design inspiration, let's say you read a paragraph like that from Grand Seiko, you start to pick up on the elements and it becomes visible, whereas maybe at first it just looks beautiful, it just looks dynamic, it looks interesting, but then you notice the layers and you start to appreciate that to a higher degree as you understand the inspiration of the design. There is a lot of attention paid to the design, and there is maybe even more attention paid to the execution. I know Grand Seiko takes a lot of pride in creating these timepieces that are just so impressive. Now let's talk about this specific movement, and I'll talk about the problem that I see with Grand Seiko, at least relating to myself. Now this is the caliber 9R31. So this has a 3-day power reserve. We have a plus or minus acceptable monthly deviation of 15 seconds per month. So very accurate, very well dialed in, and some really cool technology at play here. Essentially what you have is a traditional movement that is powered by a spring, hence the name spring drive, but that energy is released in a completely continuous motion. So there is no starting and stopping of the seconds hand. There is no traditional tick of a gear train. There is an electromagnetic brake that is regulated by an integrated circuit that releases the energy in a continuous fashion and a completely accurate fashion. So it becomes mesmerizingly smooth and very, very impressive. Now, here's what I love about this movement. It's the fact that Grand Seiko, they've executed this to just an artful degree. So we have a large plate that obscures most of the components of this spring drive caliber, but they do it in an aesthetically pleasing manner with anglage work and brushing, and then we have thermally blued elements. And my favorite thing is the power reserve indicator complication on the reverse of the watch. Now, traditionally with spring drive, Grand Seiko places that power reserve indicator on the dial, which I don't necessarily mind. I kind of like that. It is a signature look of spring drive, but not everybody agrees. Not everybody wants to see that complication on what is generally very beautiful, very artful dials that you just can't get enough of visually. So to take that off of the dial side and place it on the movement side is it's just a good move. It helps bring strength and symmetry to the dial, and it also creates some visual interest on the reverse of the watch, which in my opinion is almost as beautiful, if not more beautiful, than the incredible dial side. So I really like this execution, and here is where the problem comes in, at least for me. It is so nice, this modern spring drive movement. It's such an upgrade, in my opinion, from this, the standard spring drive calibers that we've been used to over the past decade plus. that I almost don't want to buy one of those models that has quote unquote just a normal spring drive movement. I want one of these that has the power reserve indicator on the back, that has this beautiful plate that just shows little bits and pieces of that spring drive movement, to where I see a little bit of of the components that are shielded from view, to the point where it's almost mysterious. And I don't want to wax too poetic here, but this is so cool, this is so attractive, that I want something like this. And I don't necessarily want the bread and butter, which is in most of the models, most of the spring drive models in the current lineup. So it makes me wait to want to buy a Grand Seiko, because I want the exact case. And I like the 44GS case like this, like this one is in front of the camera. And I like this movement, and I want this special dial. I want spring drive. I want a bracelet. And that means that I will wait for the perfect release and hope that it is available and it's not some crazy limited edition that's only regionally released that I have no shot at obtaining. So that's where I'm at with Grand Seiko. But I'd like to hear your opinion. What do you think of the description that I read from Grand Seiko's website of this limited SBGY009? What do you think of the dial? What do you think of the movement? Let me know what you think of this video. So thank you for watching. Shout out to Brent Miller Jewelers. They are the Grand Seiko authorized dealer where I filmed this exact watch, and I think I have 4 more Grand Seiko videos that I've filmed out there recently. So stay tuned for other awesome Seiko and Grand Seiko content, and a link to their store and social media will be in the description of this video. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you next time. I think if it's your first time, you're going to gravitate toward Grand Seiko. Do you need something? What do you need? You can have grapes. Have Lexi get you grapes. No more Doritos tonight. Okay, love you. I was just interrupted by my sweet daughter. All right, what was I talking about here?